I'm talking about the remaining of Love Song of J.R. Tufro. We had reached a point. We started with this thing that a young man is proposing to a woman, and let's go. Then you and I. Then he is describing that what kind of scenery it is, and then he is talking about the financial status or economic status of his himself and other people around about him. They are going to cheap hotels here and there which are filled with sawdust, and the crockery is being topped off and tables, and then he is talking of the lounge where he is afraid of his own self as being good looking and attractive to the people, and he thinks of his age, that he is becoming old, and his head has become barred, and he has become thick uh, for this reason. Thin, sorry, he has become thin, and he is not healthy, so he feels sickly. That's why his suit may not be entertained. And then he thinks of this thing that there will be time for many things, and because of uh, these things, he has an experience of knowing that how time comes and how worldly decisions, they change with the passage of time, and new decisions are taking place. So, uh, because he is again in that lounge, and he is thinking of that how should he presume, or he should think of himself, or marrying a woman or proposing a woman. And then he starts like this. Yeah, and I have known the eyes, already known them all. The eyes that fix you in a formulated phrase. When I'm formulated, sprawling on a pin, when I'm pinned and wriggling on the wall, then how should I begin to spit out all the buttons of my days and days, and how should I presume? This seven phrases are repeated. So I'm talking of this thing until this point, and I know I have known the eyes already, known them all. The eyes of ladies is if you are making a proposal. So the eyes of ladies, they fix you in a prepared phrase, that is, they assign you a specific thing. And then what happens? I sprawl on a pin and am afterward left wriggling on the wall. I become something absurd, something useless for women, in that sense that I'm crawling after that. I'm fixed somewhere, fixated somewhere, given a specific status in the mind of women. And then I lose my status. When I'm pinned and wriggling on the wall. So what happens to me then? Then how should I begin to spit out all the buttons of my days and ways? This buttons of my days and ways has a specific importance. We must know this thing, that why he is referring to these butt ends of this life. That is uh, the way he experienced his life. That is, there is nothing, significant in his life. Nothing significant in his life. That is, his life uh, is just like, butt ends refer to cigarette, when cigarette are smoked and the buttons remain. So, what is there that even smoke itself is not something important? So he says that my life was not important, and what remains is more unimportant as compared to that thing. So, when to spit out all the buttons of my days and days, that I talk about the pity and the useless and absurd issues of my life, and how should I presume? And then in these situations, how can I think of proposing a woman for marriage? And I have known the arms already, known them all, arms that are braceleted and white and bare, but in the lamp light down with light brown hair. Is it perfume from a dress that makes me so digress and that lie along a table or wrap around a shawl? And should I presume and how should I begin? Now, from women, that how women fix different people, specifically men and boys, how they fix them in their eyes and how they reduce them into something nothingness. He is talking of that, and he is making a complaint in this regard, and there he says uh, that he has known the women. He has known the women. He says, I have known the sweet touch of a lady arm when they are braceleted, white and fair. It is symbolic to us. This is symbolic, especially bare and soft white arms of women. So he says, I know that this is not a new experience for me. If we see them in a lamplight, the arms of the women, if we see the arms of the women in a lamplight, so they are covered with light brown hair. He's talking of this thing that, what seems to be visible. And for this reason, there is a trend that is, body hair are removed from body in order to give a soft and look. They are always covered with light brown hair. The arms are covered. Is this the perfume from the dress of my beloved that stopped me from proposing her? Means can be interpreted. Is it the perfume from a dress that makes me so digress? So digress can be interpreted into a number of ways. Whether that is it is not letting me be focused, or that is it is stopping me from. Might be it is not smelling good, so that's why he doesn't like it. He's being stopped from. Arms that lie along a table or wrap around about a shawl, and should then I presume. So, in both the cases, whether their arms are laying around a table or around a shawl, about a shawl, and they look like that. So, how should I begin to say that I want to marry her? Means some sort of ugliness is also visible to him. Some sort of ugliness is also in the in the apparent beauty behind, rather, or beside or alongside the apparent beauty of the arm. There is this kind of ugliness also visible to him. And that's why he is confused. Should I begin? Shall I say I have gone at dusk through narrow streets and watched the smoke that rises from the pipes of lonely men in shirt sleeves leaving out of windows. In these three lines, he is referring to his helplessness in his life, that whether it is worthy of telling to tell that I have gone at dusk through narrow streets, and in the narrow streets I used to go and watch the smoke that rises from the pipes, and helplessly I used to watch if lonely men in shirt sleeves leaning out of windows, and I should have been a pair of raised claws scuttling across the floors of silent seas. And when thinking of these things, uh, I, I'm unable to speak. How should I speak out? I should be more like a sea animal with rough claws that moves quickly across the silent seas rather than human being. Because life here with human beings is very difficult to me. And the afternoon, the evening sleeps so peacefully. No, look at this. Look at this now. In the second line or the third line, the second line, sorry, uh, and the evening is spread against the sky. It arrives like a patient on a table. And here, and the afternoon, the evening sleeps so peacefully is brought, uh, return to that point again after so long discussion that and the afternoon and the evening is a peaceful sleep, smooth by long fingers. Smooth by long fingers referring to nature. They are asleep and tired, lying beside you, stretched on the floor beside you and me means time. He is referring to time, that time is peacefully sleeping and it is stretched beside us too. Should I, after TNKX and ISIS, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis? After when we have been offered with tea, cakes, ices, have the strength to force the moment to its crisis. What is the crisis? The crisis is actually that moment of proposal. That moment of proposal is the crisis. So whether he is confused whether to lead to that crisis, but though I have wept and fasted, wept and prayed, what I have done for this proposal, for this my beloved, is that I have wept and fasted, wept and prayed. Though I have seen my head grown slightly bald, brought in upon later, I am no prophet and hears no great matter. Although that I have become old, I have grown old, and I have gathered a lot of experience, but despite that, I do not have the capacity and the potential to make prophecies about future. And here is no great matter. That means that the matter of proposal is not a grand one, and it shouldn't be considered that seriously. And then he returns that I have seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I have seen the eternal footman hold my coat and snicker, and in short, I was afraid. And these situations where I see myself, uh, uh, you know, weak, and I see myself feeble in the sense of not enjoying a great social rank and status. So I'm afraid to speak of myself. And when and what would it have been worth it after all? And even if it had been the otherwise, mean I had been rich, and I was not having these fears in my bed. So what after all it would be after the cups, the marmalade, the tea among the groceries, porcelain among some talk of you and me, and what would be that we will be talking sitting on a table enjoying a number of dishes and drinks, and we'll be talking to one another. Would it would it have been worthwhile? Would it, would it have made a sense to have bitten off the matter with a smile, that we would have dealt with this proposal thing uh, with a smile, with a smiling face, to have squeezed the universe into a ball, to roll it towards some overwhelming question. To say I'm Lazarus. Lazarus is that character in Bible who is returned from dead back to life. Come from the dead. Come back to tell you all I shall tell you all. That what I have experienced in my life, I'm going to tell you. And even in the life after death, what I have experienced, I'm going to tell you all. So we are not discussing that serious matter. If one settling the pillow by her head should say, but if one lover, beloved say, that is not what I meant at all. That is not at all. I'm not going to talk about these things. I am interested in something else. And would it have been worth it after all? Would it have been worthwhile after the sunsets and the dooryards and the sprinkled streets, after the novel, after the teacups, after the skirts that trail along the floor, and this and so much more? It is impossible to say just what I mean, but it is if a magic lantern threw the nerves in pattern on a screen, would it have been worthwhile if one settling a pillow or throwing off a shawl and turning toward the window should say, that's not it at all. So in these lines, uh, he is, as earlier referred to, his agonized situation. There is a reference to John the Baptist, chastity, who beheaded the request of Herod's wife. So, He has incorporated this concept from uh, a case from ancient. That symbol has been brought in where the person was, for adultery he was punished. So he says that might be that I'll also be punished the same way. And then he moves on to say, no, I'm not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. Am an attendant lord, one that will do to swell a progress, start a scene or two, advise the prince, no doubt, an easy tool. Differential, great to be of use, politic, cautious and meticulous, full of high sentence, but a bit obtuse at times, indeed almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool. Uh, he says that I do not mean it. No, I'm not Prince Hamlet. I'm an attendant lord. I'll participate in one or two scenes to advise the prince. I'm very easy to respectful and can make beautiful maxims and proverbs. They might be dull sometimes, they may be ridiculous enough to present me as a fool. A reference to that is Polonius is a character in Prince Hamlet, and Hamlet is Prince Hamlet. It's also actually the Hamlet, Prince Hamlet of Denmark, and as well as the hero of Shakespeare's Hamlet, who is a philosopher. There is a reference to Polonius that is politic cautious. So he means to say that I have become too many things and at the same time no important things. I have become too many things. I know about politics, I can talk about and so many other things. But at the same time, I am not an important person, and that is that I seems a fool at certain times. I grow old, I grow old. I shall wear the bottoms of my trousers rolled. This is what will happen to me in my old age. Later, I'll roll up the bottoms of my trouser. I will like, shall I part my hair behind? Shall I part my hair behind? Will I have my hair? Do I dare to eat a peach? And can I, this eat a peach is again not a simple uh, thing. It is something very important. That is, he is referring to, I forgot this thing, that it is peach, eating peach is most probably, I'm trying to rethink what does it mean. But it is to do something with sexual desire, I think, and that is probably to menstruation of women and to a sex thing, I think so. Shall I, do I dare to eat a peach? Mean that specific thing that, well, I enjoy that sensual pleasure. I shall wear white flannel trousers and walk on the beach. I have heard the mermaids singing to each, and I have also experienced this thing that I have, been to the beach, and there I have heard mermaids, Jalpari, singing each to each. I do not think they'll sing to me. I have seen them riding seaward on the waves, combing the white hair of the waves' long wake. When the wind blows the water white and lake, we have lingered in the chambers of the sea, by seagulls breathe, with seaweed red and brown, till human voices wake us, and we drown. So then he moves towards this scene on the sea where he is making this funny stuff that is the imaginary, uh, beautiful creatures, women-like creatures. So they sing to each other. And but I don't think they'll sing to me. That is mean the beautiful girls are not meant for me because of my indecision and because of my incapability to entertain girls. I have seen them riding seaward. And now the image is there that he is making that how these mermaids are walking or traveling on the surface of water, and they have been there. and they are enjoying their life until one unlucky thing happens. That is, to him, this unlucky things happen. That while he is dreaming, a human voice wakes him up. So we are reminded of William Butler, sorry, that other poet, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, Kubla Khan, where he wrote that thing like this. So this is something about that, and now what is I'm reading something so that you may get this thing into your mind. The central figure in the is the incarnation of a split personality. True Prop, who is a split personality. He is timid, cowardly, and suffers from indecision. He makes false excuses when he gets unable to express his feelings. T.S. Eliot's presents the steam of dilemma and indecision of the modern urban civilization through Prok. Besides that, there are a number of important images and symbols that are there, but I'll be talking of them in another short recording after this.